All righty. Let me see here, making sure you guys can see me, and I think you should be able to see my screen and everything now. Hello, hello, hello. We're not going to start just yet. We'll give it a few minutes for everyone else to come in. Well, you know what? While we're waiting for others, I'll chat a little bit with you, Richard. How are you doing today, buddy? Let me see if I can unmute you here. Hello? Do you have a mic, Richard? Can you say something? See if it'll pick up. Hello? All right. Maybe not. Okay, hold on. Somebody's trying to call me. Well, Richard, if you don't have a mic, you want to call. You want to switch over to telephone mode and call in real quick? And I'll talk to you. We'll wait for others to come in here. Okay, click on use telephone. There you go. Call in. We'll talk while we're waiting for that. Larry, is that you, or is this Sherry? Larry? Sherry? You guys hear me? Richard, into the audio pin. You have the audio pin. Let me see what your audio pin is here. Into pin pound 98 pound. So into that pin, Larry. Richard. All right, Richard, you switched back on me. Well, let me see here. Yes, I have gotten your written words, Richard. Yes. Okay. You can hear me on the phone, but I don't see you. I don't see you on the phone, Richard. Your computer shows that you are on the computer. Did you click on Use Telephone on your computer there? That switch from the mic and speaker mode over to the telephone mode. Did you click on that? Do you click on that? After you click on that, it should display for you an audio pin number, and your audio pin number is 98 pounds. So if you can enter pound 98 pound, I'll be able to unmute you. Let me try, Larry.
Okay, let me try. Let me put in 98.
Okay, no, not you. that was for Richard. That instruction was for Richard. I can hear you now. Is this Sherry?
Yes.
Yes, how are you?
I'm good, Tim. How are you?
I'm doing great. Where's Larry? Is he out selling those houses again?
Yes, he's had a 5 o'clock appointment to see a house that we just put under contract today.
A third one?
And a third one.
Awesome. Okay.
And then he had to, he's got to run back and pick up a gentleman that wants to see the newer house at 6:30.
Gotcha. Okay. So has he got any buyers committed for the other for any of the other ones yet, the older ones yet?
No. He's got. He showed it yesterday. I think yesterday was Monday. He showed it to a rehabber, and she was interested.
Okay.
He has two rehabbers that are interested in the oldest one.
Okay.
But they haven't committed and haven't put a deposit down.
What has been people's feedback so far? How many people have actually seen those houses?
I would say three people have actually went and looked at it. Well, maybe 5, but 2 of them really, they looked at it, but they wanted something a little bit newer. He did have one person that I believe was looking for it for his family. He had his wife and children with him, and he was going to do all the work himself. He felt like it was a little bit too much work for him to have to do. Gotcha.
Okay. Yeah, so make sure you find out from Larry, how many people have seen it and what has their feedback been. It's very important that we understand, we get feedback from these buyers so that way we know, like, why this house is not moving. Normally, with wholesaling, assuming we have, told enough people about the properties, the wholesaling is all about price, and so you can wholesale just about any house if the price is right. And so a lot of time when it's taking this long to sell the property, a lot of time it's because the price is too high. So maybe the value.
Yeah, we are starting to wonder that a little bit. We actually met with Roland, and he did run the comps for us, and we may be a little high on that, and we actually are letting Roland also see if he can sell it to his buyers.
Cool.
Doing a so sharing thing and giving us a broader base to work with.
Right. Okay.
So, and I'm hoping tonight when he met with another rehabber this afternoon that he would be able to get some feedback. He hasn't gotten any. The first one that looked at it, they didn't really come to terms, but he did mention like 51 something rather than the 53, which is still workable for us. However, he also wanted us to carry the note, which we can't do, and I haven't found him any private money as of yet. That's where I was tonight. I just got in here and was running a couple of minutes late because I was out looking for private money.
Gotcha. What about hard money? Is there any hard money in town that might be willing to lend it to him?
There's a possibility. We haven't checked into hard money. I think actually he can get hard money from through Preston Ely's organization.
No, that's still not hard money. That's still transactional funding. We need like real hard money.
Some real hard money? Okay. Well, I was thinking they do both. They do hard money and as well as transactional funding. There may be some in town if I have to find it. I've talked to a couple of lenders that have lent before, but of course they're all tapped out. Don't have any more available at the moment.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Contact some. I mean, there should be a lot of hard money lenders still in your area. So contact them. You can go on Google and search for hard money lenders.
Okay.
And find them. They should be there, and contact them and see what they say, and send that buyer to a hard money lender.
Okay. All righty. Might be able to do that. if he's not fudging me around, I had an appointment this afternoon with a gentleman that said get back to him within a month, but he's looking at putting a lot of money into this program to loan out. So then that means I gotta find places for that money to go.
Right.
Like $1 million. He's willing to, if he wasn't just feeding me a line. When people talk $1 million and this is something new to them, it makes me question how serious they are.
Right. Okay.
So, but this is exciting, and it's also getting nervous since that one house hasn't moved yet, and the closing is next Tuesday.
Oh.
We may have to ask for an extension. And
right.
it's not an REO. It's actually
a seller. Okay, so they'll be a lot more flexible with giving you an extension then.
Right.
But okay, good. Well, yeah, like I said, go back and relook at the numbers. Normally, if it takes this long to sell, it's most likely it's the price. But get feedback from your buyers. Find out. Make sure you always ask them what they want to offer you. Okay.
Okay. Because with Roland Search, the prices that we're paying for these was right in line. And he did say that we might be a little high on this one. The other one we're fine on.
Okay.
So that one, and in fact that one that he's showing at $630 here, that one is a landlord, and he did want newer houses. So
gotcha. Okay.
We'll
sounds good.
Cross our fingers.
All right. Well, sounds good, Sherry. Thank you so much for chatting with me and giving me an update on that.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. All right. Well, we are going to move to our superstar for today, Ronald Hoff. Ronald is a student of mine and, of course, a colleague for you guys. Ronald is doing, Ronald has been a student of mine now for, I guess, 7 months or something like that, 7-8 months. And Ronald is doing something different, so I wanted to get him on tonight's webinar to interview him and sort of let you guys, or I guess we're all going to be picking his brain a little bit. And so Ronald, are you there? Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, buddy, for coming on and get on this interview today.
Sure, anytime.
Awesome. Well, let's start with if you can share with everybody a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your background, and when did you start getting in this REO investing?
Okay. Well, my background is that I'm definitely am a entrepreneur. I would be a horrible employee at this point. I've been working for myself for 19 years. I have an office products business that October will officially be the start of my 20th year. So
wow.
So I've not worked for somebody in quite a long time. But with that, I got into investing in real estate almost exactly 10 years ago. So it was in the summer of 2000. So it's been about 10 years. And I actually I bought my first property at an auction, and I actually still have that property. So, and I still actually, I love real estate. I mean, my office products business does well, but I love real estate, and I think because I like the real estate, I actually spend more time on the real estate, but it's actually, it's fun. I mean, it's fun learning about it and studying it. And so I've been investing for 10 years in real estate, primarily in Baltimore. And I currently have both residential and commercial in Baltimore, and I have my own property management company in Baltimore, and I have 60 units. I just do my own. Nobody else is just my own, but I have 60 tenants, 60 units that I manage.
Gotcha.
And I started my own property management company that does that.
Okay, so you have employees that's managing that.
Yes, I have employees that manage that. So, yeah, I couldn't find a good property manager, so I had to do it myself. But it works out great because I found a great software package that makes it real easy. So and I got some good employees that take care of it. So that's in Baltimore. But the REOs is primarily in Memphis, Tennessee, and I first started that in November of last year. So the reason why I kind of picked that market. I mean, I do some REOs also in Baltimore, but the bulk of it is done in Memphis, Tennessee, and it's mainly because of the price points.
Right. Okay. Now, did you study that market ahead of time, or did you have like friends and family and stuff out there, or what happened there?
Yeah, I did study the market ahead of time. Plus I noticed that a couple heavy hitters in Baltimore were investing there. The president of the Baltimore REIA, he invests there, and so I would get emails from them about properties and stuff in Memphis. So it kind of made me curious about Memphis. Like, okay, they're doing well in Baltimore, but now they also are investing in Memphis. So I started looking at some of the properties, some of the deals that they were doing, and I started looking more at it, and I did some research on it and saw that. It's like, wow. The return on investments was very high. As far as what you could buy the properties at and what they would rent for, it's very, very attractive. And then I just looked at the market, and I noticed that FedEx, this FedEx Home, it's a central shipping location for the entire United States. So it does have a good blue collar workforce, and so it's a very strong rental market. So it's really good for wholesaling.
I see. Okay, good. So then, all right. So then you pick Memphis, and like, how did you? You've been doing. You've been doing these packages since I think toward the beginning of the year or so, right?
Yeah. The packages is just recently. Actually, really, I really have to say, around March, I just started doing the REO packages, because I started off just doing singles, just one at a time. And I think part of what helped was that I put in so many offers, and so many of them got rejected. But in doing so, a lot of realtors got to know me.
Right.
So it actually worked out good. They got to know my name. They knew I was a player, even though they weren't getting accepted. I think maybe 1 out of 10 was getting accepted, because I do lowball them, but it got my name out there.
Right. So okay. So then what happened? So then those realtors told you about these packages they had, or you saw the packages somewhere, or how did you go about doing it?
Yeah, the realtors told me. And primarily it was there's one realtor in particular that I built a real strong relationship with, and actually the first package wasn't even hers. It was a good friend of hers. So she wasn't even a listing agent, but she had such a good relationship with the listing agent that she hooked me up with the listing agent, but I still used her as my buying agent. So both of them got paid on it. So but yeah, she brought it to me, and through my primary realtor that I've been working with, I've got the relationship with this other realtor that actually has the listings right from the bank.
Gotcha. Okay. So then, all right. So then it went. So let's say that the first package deal. Do you remember how many properties was in that package, and what did you buy them for?
Wow. Okay. Well, the first package deal was 8. 8 seems to be a good number. Well, actually, it actually started out with 11. It was actually a package deal of 11, but actually, 3 of them we actually did take off. They were either condemned or they were going to be condemned, so they were too far gone. So we did negotiate to just take those off. So it did end up being 8. Okay,
and how much did you end up buying them for?
So end up buying it for $30,000.
$30,000 for 8. So that's about what, 30, like 3,500 a pop?
Yeah, about 30. Yeah, around 3,500 a piece.
Okay. And then, all right, and then how much you sold them for?
So, well, sold them for anywhere from 5 to 10,000. I shoot for 10,000.
For those particular 8 properties, did you resell them as a package, or did you break them up and sold them individually?
So, actually on this particular one, I sold it as a package.
Okay.
You know, and you know, I try to break them up, but yeah, this particular one was sold as a package.
Okay. And then do you remember how much you sold it for, that package for?
Yeah, that package was sold for $45,000.
Okay, so you made $15,000 wholesaling it. Not bad.
Yes.
And how did you close on it? Did you did double closing on it, or did you sign it? What did you do? Okay.
I actually closed on it with my own money, but I already had the buyer lined up. So I actually closed on it and then was able to resell it 2 days later.
Gotcha. Okay. Are you closing all of these with your own money and then turning around and selling it to your buyers?
Yeah, I know that's not the recommended way, but that is the way I have been doing it.
Okay. Well, no, that's fine.
But I also want to add something else in there. I do like to use the bank's money now. So I use my own money, but I also use the bank's money, and I like to use credit cards. So I would say, if you have financial discipline, it works. But I was able to get $100,000 on 2 credit cards.
Oh, that's good.
At an interest rate of less than 5%.
Oh, good for you.
For the life of it. So I'm like, if I can use the bank's money for that cheap, then I'm going to use the bank's money. So
right. Yeah, if you have access to that, then yeah, more power to you. Definitely use that. There's no need for you to pay higher otherwise, for sure. So good. Okay. And all right, and so how did you find the buyer for that first property?
Okay.
Did you market locally? You market online? What did you do?
I actually got a list of cash buyers in Shelby County, which Memphis is a part of. Okay. And the list, there was probably about maybe 500 to 600 names on that list.
Okay.
And I actually turned it over to a VA, and my VA actually found this buyer.
Good. Okay. And all right, so you got the list, you tracked down their phone number, and you sold it to them that way.
Yeah, and off of that initial list, I picked up about maybe about 65 buyers. I got off of that list.
Oh, good. Okay. Like where you got their phone number and email?
Yeah. Actually got where I actually got their phone numbers and email. I mean, these were actually ones that were called and made contact, and they said sure, you can add me to your list. Good.
Okay. And all right. So when you first did this package, I mean, were you afraid at all in terms of making an offer on it and being able to find a buyer for it?
Well, it's interesting because yes, initially I was, because my realtor was being negative on it. My realtor, because I told my realtor, I said, look, I don't want to buy any properties unless I already have a buyer. And what I found out was that my realtor said she had buyers and she didn't, and she got nervous. She told me not to do the deal. And so that's why I mean it's real interesting. She told me not to do it, and so I decided. That's why I decided I better really work on building my own buyers. And once I had the VA working on the cash buyers, and I saw that there was interest. No, I didn't have any hesitation, because I mean the properties some of them needed quite a bit of work, rehab work, but it's actually it's an excellent deal for the buyer. I mean she's actually gonna rehab them and hold on to them. But no, once I saw that there was interest from contacting the buyers, then I knew I could sell them.
Right. Okay. Good. And how I don't know if you mentioned, how did you find this realtor in the first place?
Oh, I I actually found this realtor really just by calling. I mean, just calling different realtors in Memphis, and she just seemed really hungry.
Right.
and she did not have a problem putting in my lowball offers, because some realtors are funny about putting in lowball offers, so you can't work with them. But she said in fact she took credit in doing that. I mean, she enjoys putting lowball offers in. So so that's why we really clicked. And I mean, actually even today, I almost talk to her just about every day, but she had no problem putting the offers in, even though, I mean, a lot of times it might be half of what it's listed at, and she has no problem putting the offer in. Whatever I tell her, she'll put it in.
Okay, that's good.
So that was key.
Right. Okay. And all right. And so how many of these packages have you been doing now?
Okay. I'm actually have done 4 of them.
Okay.
Or actually working on them. I'm currently working on 2 now.
Okay. All right. So you've sold 2 and working on 2. Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Got it. All right. And okay. And so, are there? I mean, you're getting these properties like dirt cheap.
I'm getting dirt cheap. And they all need work, and some of them really, some of them look pretty bad. But I just try to market to the buyers and let them know, look, you got to look at what it's going to look like once it's rehabbed, and what your return on investment is going to be. Right.
Now, are you your buyers? Have you found any buyers that you've worked with so far are out-of-state buyers? Maybe they're California buyers.
Yes, I found actually California buyers really like that, because they want to tell you the person, the one at the VA found that bought those package. I mean, she's actually a broker out of California.
Okay, good. Okay.
She's buying them for herself to actually rehab them and hold on to them.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because I know there's a lot of out-of-state buyers nowadays.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, California's. I just figured that we seem to get the best response out of California. I guess because it's hard to get anything that really cash flows in California, and they look at this cash flow and it's like it blows them away that they can pick up and these are single-family homes. I mean, and most of them are 3-bedroom, 1-bath, single-family homes, around 1,000 square feet, and they're just blown away that they can pick them up for that cheap.
Right. Yeah, the reason why I mentioned that is because I'm thinking that for the students who are in California and other states and stuff, they might want to consider finding properties, kind of like doing what you're doing, finding properties in Memphis or in other areas that have those kind of really cheap homes like that, and sell it. Especially California, New York. I think the higher end homes, the higher end areas. I think that's a great way to go about it. What are some of the things people should be looking for? Things to watch out for, I guess, in trying to buy and sell these packages.
Yeah, well, the one thing you do want to watch out for, even though, like I said, these are lower end neighborhoods, but it's not the war zone. So you want to, so with these packages, I'm looking at the lower end neighborhoods, but I'm staying out of the war zone. So that's and then the main thing is that your realtors really is your person on the ground. So I would say, you really need to get a good realtor. And I tell my realtor now, and I guess I learned it along the way, but I tell him, give me 20 pictures, give me a ton of pictures. I want a lot of pictures, because that's when you're out of the area, you need those pictures. And I tell him, I want a picture of all the problem areas. So. Right,
that's good. Yeah, pictures are definitely good. Yeah.
And the Google Street View helps a lot too. Get on the Google Street View and check out, just look at the street, even though it's, the pictures can be quite dated, but you can kind of look at the street and see if it looks clean and.
Right.
Those type things I look for, and also the other thing to look for is just you want to buy an area if everything's boarded up. You don't want to be the only sign of life on that particular street.
Correct. Yeah. Now, when you find these packages, are any of these packages on the MLS, or most of these packages are all off the MLS?
No, they're not on the MLS.
They are not?
No, they're not.
Okay.
Because that's what I found, and it's the only way to get them is to get the relationship with the realtor, because if it gets on MLS, it's gonna move pretty fast. So you got to get to them before they put it on MLS.
Gotcha. Okay.
But I'll tell them I'm going to close. I'll tell them I can close today, because I know that they move slow in Memphis. I mean, it takes them at least 30 days, so I can tell them to let the realtors know I'm serious. I'll tell them, look, you give me what I want, I'll close today, because I know that you're going to have at least 30 days in Memphis. I mean, things move a little slow there.
That's interesting. So even though you tell them that you can close today, when they write up the contract and stuff, they'll still put for 30 days anyways.
Yeah, they can't. They move slow in Memphis.
Huh, that's interesting. Okay, good to know. Okay, good to know. And all right, so to do these packages, I guess the first thing people should start with the individual properties, get your name out there, build relationship with those agents, and then ask them if they have packages.
Yeah,
would that be the way to go about it?
That's definitely the way to go about it, because and the thing is, I also would say too is, I mean, even though you're out of the area, I mean, there's a lot of things you can do to really get to know the area. I mean, I went ahead and I got to the point where I said, you know what, I got to know this area better, because I really couldn't trust my realtor that she knew the area as well as I needed her to.
Uh-huh.
It was some problem when she told me certain comps, and I found out they were actually lower than what she was giving me. So, I mean, I went there and just started looking at all the sales. I mean, at least 100 in my target zip codes. There's about three zip codes that I'm primarily working in.
Okay.
So I just looked at a lot of the recent sales. I mean, I'm looking at both the real low price ones I know that need to work, and then the higher price ones that are fully rehabbed, so I can see where the price points are at.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I make sure that I'm buying right at that, at the lowest that I see anybody buying it. So, so that way when I see something, I can tell if it's a great deal, because like right now I have a VA that's pulling off looking for single REOs, mainly using HomePath, Fannie Mae's site, and some other government sites. But I found that the ones that are really good, they go quick. I mean, they're usually by the time we call them, they're already gone. So I'm finding out even with those, even with the singles, it's mostly insider trading. I mean, even though they list them, I think they have to, but they're gone the same day. So I'm sure that they're giving them to their investors that they have good relationships with. Right.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of that is going on. That's the same thing here in Houston too, and I'm sure that's the case in many of the markets. I don't know if I've ever mentioned to you about. You ever got a report from me from DeBanker, where they show you a list of banks that are in trouble? Have you ever gotten that before?
I did get a list of banks that were in trouble, and yeah.
Have you considered going that route and looking at the banks that are in trouble, finding out which one has properties in Memphis, and contacting the asset managers directly, so bypassing the realtors?
Yes.
And contact them directly and try to make an offer through that.
Yes, I have considered that, and I actually did have a VA going through a list and pulling the information off the sites, pull up all the banks in Memphis and seeing I didn't actually use that particular program, but I just had a VA do it manually, pulling them up and getting all the phone numbers and all for the
Gotcha.
banks in Memphis. So.
Yeah, I think that'd be a lot of work. What you might want to do is you can give it a try. I think it's like $30 a month. Sign up. They'll send you a list of all of the banks, or of the top 25 banks in Memphis, or top 25 banks that have properties in Memphis. And then there's an indicator that that's like green, yellow, and red, and all of the ones that are in yellow are the ones that are best for you to contact and make offers on. If they're red, they are too deep in trouble that they can't afford to sell the properties at a loss anymore. So you want to find the ones that are in yellow, and then you want to this is a website called laneguide.com, LANEGUIDE.com, where you can then sign up for a subscription with that website. I think it's like $100 a year. You can search for the REO departments of any banks in the U.S. and with their most current contact information, and so you find out which banks are in trouble. You go to Lane Guide, you search for the REO departments, and you contact them, and you let them know. It's like, hey, I noticed you have so much properties in REOs. Because you tell them you have the FDIC reports and stuff, and so then you ask them, hey, which properties you have in Memphis? I want to make offers on them. I'm a cash buyer, and so now you're dealing directly with the asset manager, and you can get prices even cheaper. And especially if you're going to be buying them in packages, so make sure you do that.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah. Thanks, Tim. I appreciate that because I do want to take this to a higher level, and I even want to go up the food chain a little bit to a little bit higher end properties because half of the buyers that I've added to my buyers list, they don't like those zip codes. It's funny, you get different types of people. I mean, I've had some people saying that those are bad areas and, that they're scary, but half the buyers don't like the zip codes that I'm actually buying in.
Right. Yeah, there's always, different buyers like different stuff, and so, but I know that's the low income. There's a lot of buyers in the low income because the cash flow is just huge.
Yeah, and that's why I like it. I just find it safe there because I can buy knowing that I can get rid of it, that I'm not going to be stuck with it.
Right. Yeah, another thing that you might want to educate your buyers on too, so that way you can have more buyers, is educate them on how they can sell it on owner financing in the back end. All right, so they buy it from you. They can even maybe they do like a light rehab. And then sell it on owner financing instead of renting it. Sell on owner financing for say $40,000, and after the buyers have been paying them for 6 months, they can then sell that note. So now they're buying it. They're buying these properties from you for like $10,000 or 10 to about $13,000 or so, and so they sell to their buyer for $40,000. And let's say they sell at a discount on the note, and they sell the note for $30,000. They're still making good money, per property. And so you might want to educate your buyers on how to do that. If you don't, maybe if you're not familiar with that strategy, maybe I'll do a class just on that strategy alone, so that way you guys get more familiar with that. But yeah, on these really low-end properties, that's a really great strategy for your buyers to use. Because if you look at it, when you're selling it for $40,000 and you amortize it, the payments for these buyers is going to be much less than when they're paying for rent. And so from the buyer's perspective, it's like, why the heck would I want to, to rent a property when I can own the property for a lot less in monthly payments? And they also have a much less chance of defaulting is because they know that if they default, they would end up paying a lot more in rents on other properties. Right? So let's say the rent is $550, right? So at at $40,000, their mortgage payment is probably around $350, right? And so why would they want to rent for $550 when they can own this place for $350? You see how that works?
Oh yeah,
right?
that works really good. And and Tim, that's I actually did something like that because when we were doing the owner financing, but I actually have something like that right now.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, so if you have some of that going on, then you want to educate your buyers on that.
Yeah, so that'll be great because actually, I'm at that point now when I'm looking to do exactly that. Actually sell the notes because I do have some now that are right around that 6-month point.
Good. Okay. So definitely use that strategy and educate your buyers on it. Now, have you ever been out to Memphis and have you actually driven the neighborhood and stuff?
Yes, I did in January. I went there in January, and I mean it was it was an adventure. I mean, it usually doesn't snow there and all, but we actually had snow and ice there when I went there. But yeah, I did go there. I did go there and drive the neighborhoods and really got to meet the realtor and my contractor and had a good time there. So I need to go back, but I did go there and drive around the neighborhoods and saw the different so I could see what these neighborhoods really look like.
Right. That's good. Okay. And so now you have also moved to doing more turnkey stuff, where you would be willing to even fix it up for your buyer and rent it out for your buyer. How did you build your team of contractors and property management company out there?
Okay. Well, that again was some of it was word of mouth. Actually, talking to some other investors, seeing who they were using. But once again, this one realtor that I built a relationship with and built some trust. She helped me to find some contractors to use. And I had I'm on my second one. The first one didn't work out, so I had to get rid of one, and now I have a good one that I'm working with. And this came about because initially my strategy was doing the owner financing, so I was buying them and rehabbing them and then selling them owner financing. So I had to work on just calling around and trying to find a contractor. And that's another reason why I went out there in January to check out the work and see what kind of work they were doing, because realtors a lot easier to work with a realtor over the phone, but contractors, you really got to see what they're doing. I mean, contractors are hard. I've had a lot of experience with contractors, and they're a different breed. You really got to know what they're doing.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. All right. And then are you? I think you mentioned you actually have some properties out in Memphis right now that you already fixed up, and now you're trying to wholesale it now after it's fixed up. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I actually have two. And really what happened with this, and it kind of helped me do the whole turnkey package, because what it is, I'd actually got these, and actually when I didn't quite get the rehabbing all done and was able to get them in on the owner finance when they had the tax credit. So I decided, instead of sitting there trying to just sell them retail, I decided to go ahead and put tenants in them and then sell them that way. So it's a lot easier to sell it when there's a tenant in it than selling it sitting there empty.
Right. That's smart. Okay.
Yeah, and most of the interest is with investors. It's just it is. I will mention that it is tougher to retail them. Right now, I guess with especially if you're in a predominantly rental market, which is where, and that price point where I'm at, that's a high rental market. So a lot of the it's a lot more difficult to find retail buyers there.
Gotcha. Okay. And now, how did you? I mean, I don't know if I missed it or not, but was your intention was to fix it up, or was your intention to wholesale it, but then you end up?
My intention was to fix it up and sell it on owner financing.
Gotcha. Okay.
And
so why did you decide that?
Why did I decide to do the owner financing?
Okay. Instead of just wholesaling it. Okay.
Well, that's when they had the 10% tax credit out there, so it was very easy to put to sell it for full retail to the buyers and use the tax credit as their down payment. So, and like you were saying before, so I was able to sell at a lot higher price that way.
Right, that's true. Good. Okay. Let me see here. We have some questions that came in, so I'll ask. If you guys have questions, go ahead and ask them. Go ahead and type it in. Richard asked, how many properties do you have right now in your pipeline?
How many properties do I have in my pipeline? Wow.
Or how many deals?
If you actually talk about I use Freedom Soft because I think it's a good software to use.
Well, we're not talking about leads. We're talking about like deals that you're actually working on that you have under contract or that are trying to sell and stuff.
Right now, the total right now is 20.
Oh wow! Okay, I know you have 2 packages of 8 properties each, right?
Right.
All right, so that's 16. So the other 4, they're individual properties?
They're individual properties, yes.
Are they all REOs?
Yes.
Okay. Are they all in Memphis?
No. A couple in Memphis and a couple in Baltimore.
Okay. All right. So the one in Baltimore, are they also in the low income area too?
Yes.
Okay. So you pretty much niche yourself into the low income area.
I've made out pretty good. I made out good in the low income areas.
Good. Okay. Well, that's where I made a lot of my money, by the way, in real estate. Was in the low income area. So I'm with you there. Yeah, there's a lot of profit to be made in those areas. You know how to work them, because a lot of people stay away from those areas. So there's not a lot of competition, and so it gives you more a lot more ability to profit from them. All right, so let me see here. Carlo asked, what did Ronald mean by I'm about to sell the notes because it's almost at the 6-month mark? Earlier we were talking about how you can buy these properties and sell them on owner financing, and then once your buyer have been paying you consistently on time for 6 months, you can turn around and try to sell those notes. And so that's what we were talking about earlier, Carlo. Okay. Roland asked, how did you find a realtor that deals in bulk packages?
I kind of lucked into that. I think a lot of it was, and because I was putting in so many offers, that it's, and all realtors tend to know each other. It seems like, at least the ones that are really active. And my name just got out there. I didn't think I was doing that much activity, but I guess I was doing enough that my name got out there. So, and I closed. Granted, most of mine, a high percentage of them didn't get accepted, but when they accepted them, I closed. So I got a good reputation for closing, and I built a very strong relationship with one realtor, and she actually, even though she did not actually have she was not the listing agent. The listing agent happens to be like her best friend. So she hooked me up that way.
Gotcha. Okay, good to know. Now, are all of these bulk from the same realtor, or are you getting them from different realtors too now?
So far, these have been from the same realtor. So I am looking to looking to build relationships with other realtors also. But
Gotcha.
it's been from the same realtor.
Got it. Good to know. All right, and let me see here. Roland asked, what is the first step for us to take when looking for an REO package? We kind of talked about this earlier. Just like the way what Ron was talking about here, where he didn't start out marketing after the bulk packages. He started out marketing for just individual properties, and then run across realtors that have packages. And so that would be one way to start. And another way to start, like I said earlier, is you get one of those debunker reports, find out which banks are in trouble in your area, and check and find the phone number for the asset manager for that bank, and call them up and ask them, and they'll have it. So the best ones to call are the local and regional banks. They're the ones that are easier to deal with when buying small packages like that. All right. What is the exit strategy for low-income areas? There are a lot of bad areas here in San Fernando Valley. The best exit strategy is just to wholesale it to landlords. Don't ever try to rehab, unless you're experienced. It's a different story. But for most of you, don't try to rehab and retail in the low income area. Just wholesale it to another landlord or another rehabber that is willing to do that. Until you get really good at that and you get experience in selling. Because in low income areas, the only way to sell is owner financing. We really don't have much other choice, especially in today's market. So, for example, I have a buddy of mine here in Houston that specializes in the low income area. What he does is he'll buy them, he'll fix them up, and he'll sell them on owner financing. And he reports that to their credit bureau, so their credit will increase, and then he refinances them with an FHA loan. And so he's willing to stick with them and ride this thing out with them, for up to 3 years to get them an FHA loan. So it's a longer-term strategy, but he's making a lot of money off of these deals doing that. I mean, he makes like $40,000 a deal in low-income area because he's willing to fix it up. He's willing to sit it out with the buyer, and so that could be a strategy for you. Okay, let me see here. Paul asked, Ronald, when you sell on seller finance, how do you structure them? Straight carryback contracts or lease option or something else?
Contract for deed. I mean, that works well in Memphis. And that's interesting, too, because Memphis being very conservative, I had a hard time finding an attorney that would do it, but then I actually had another investor that found an attorney that had been doing it for like 2 years. So it's all around a contract for deed.
Okay, good. All right. My phone is getting really staticky here. Ron, can you still hear me fine? Do you
Yes,
hear
I can hear
static
you.
on my line?
Yeah, I do hear some static, but I can hear you.
Okay, let me check what the static is coming from. Hold on. not gone away. Check. Okay, hello? Hello?
Okay. Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, it's still kind of staticky, but we'll deal with it and see. Okay, let me see. What other? I don't see any more questions. If you guys have asked questions that we haven't answered, can you go ahead and re-ask the question for me? But for you, Ronald, I mean, what other things should people consider when working with these audio packages?
Yeah. You definitely want to consider. The neighborhood, but you want to consider the condition of them. You definitely want to make sure that you have a good title company because on one of the packages, I think 4 of the properties we had serious code violations. I mean, one was scheduled to be demolished, but it was just. And the seller didn't tell us. I didn't know about this, but the title company actually, before close, they actually told me about it. So I say, you want to make sure that you definitely have, you get a title company that's really going to be diligent and do their job.
Right. So when you buy these properties, are you getting? What kind of deed are you getting from these banks? And are you just getting a quick claim deed?
No. I'll make sure I'm getting a regular deed.
Okay, and also, do you get title insurance on them when you buy them as well?
Yes, I'm buying title insurance also.
Okay, so that means all of the taxes, any liens that are attached to the property would have been paid off already.
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha. Okay, good to know because I know a lot of people buy these properties and they pay for. They pay for it. They just get a quick claim deed, and then they have to, if there's any liens or back taxes, they have to take care of it on top of what they buy it for. So.
Yeah. I don't really like that, and I know that a lot of the bigger packages, a lot of them come that way. I mean, I actually, I recently purchased a property in Baltimore that I got really cheap from There's actually a nationwide company that buys, bulk REOs, and I bought a property from them, and for some reason it didn't move. I mean, they had it for almost 6 months, so I think I got it from them for less than they paid for it because they had it so long. But I found out it had a $3,000 water bill on it, so even though my price was low, I got them to take at least half of that off of it. So I got them to take even less because it had a $3,000 water bill.
Oh, that's good.
And then after I bought it, the water bill was gone.
That's good.
It was, and they even verified it was there, but then after I bought it, it disappeared. So I actually got a break on that one.
Oh, that's strange. Okay. Well,
yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, because Baltimore, the water bills are lien, so it's not that way everywhere, but in Baltimore, it is a lien.
Oh, wow. Okay. But when it is the case, is it possible for you to go back and negotiate with the water company? To for a discount to pay them off?
No, not Baltimore City. No, they want their money. That's why I'm surprising that I don't know what happened with that one, but somehow after I bought it, that lien was gone.
Okay.
So they don't do that. They want to get their money because they'll sell it at tax sale for the water bill.
Oh wow. Okay. Oh, they can't do that here.
Yeah.
I guess because it's city water, huh? That's interesting.
Yeah, and there's actually been a lot of it's made the news, a case of a lady losing her house for something ridiculous, like a $200 water bill that she didn't pay.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure they have redemption rights for those cases, so that way that lady could have redeemed her house, right?
Yeah, I think they do. I'm not sure exactly how long it is, but but they'll actually sell it at the tax sale if you don't pay that water bill.
I see. Okay. All right. Here's another question from James here. How does Ronald structure the financing on the lease option deals? Private money, hard money? Can you tell us the details of how it's structured? I guess he's asking, do you buy it with private money and then owner finances, so that where your cash is not stuck there, or you actually use cash or your credit card money and let it sit?
Yeah, I actually use my own cash. I mean, I'm actually actively now raising private money because I'm going to move away from using my own money, and also, so, it does limit the amount of deals and stuff you can that I'm able to do. So,
right.
But no, I actually did use my own money.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Are there any difference in the buying process, single versus bulk?
Not really. Not with the way I'm buying them. No, it's actually the process is actually the same.
Right.
It's actually cheaper. It's cheaper buying them in bulk because it's one closing and they do it all. They lump it all together, so it's actually costs less, per property.
Right. Exactly.
Less closing costs.
Right. Richard said, "Wow, I didn't even think about researching properties for lien. How do we do that?" Richard, your title company will do that, so it's not something you would have to do. Let me see here.
Yeah, especially that's why you always ask for title insurance. If you ask for title insurance, they're going to check everything.
Right. Right. Roland asked, "Are you going to focus mostly on bulk? Is the money better, and how long does it take to pull one together?"
Actually, the money's good on both of them. It's just with maybe the money is a little bit better with the bulk because the pricing tends to be a little bit better. But also with the bulk, you tend to have one or two in there that maybe are really dulls, and you may just want to get rid of them at any price you can get. So sometimes you get a couple stuck in there that you really don't like. So that's the only difference with the bulk. With the singles, you're only going to go for stuff. You're only going to buy what you really like. Right.
Okay, good. Yeah, good to know that. All right. All right. So let me see if there's any questions. When you are buying on bulk, do you still offer less than asking price? I'm sure, right?
Yes. Always. You always offer less because I think they expect that. I mean, it's a negotiation process. I mean, they'll come back and counter, but you need to offer less because if you don't, you're gonna be thinking, I probably could have got it for less. I mean, they expect it, so yeah, I always offer less.
Right. And I mean, I like. Do you have any particular formula that you go based on to make your offer, or do you just offer what you're willing to pay for the property and know that you'll be able to make around $10,000 a property there?
Yeah, I mean my formula even my formula is 40 cents on the dollar. I mean, and that's after repair costs. So my ARV that the max I'm willing to pay is 40%.
Okay.
And then I plan on selling at 50%. Gotcha.
Okay, that's simple enough. Okay. And let me see here. James is asking a question on the smallest size bulk package you can buy. Well, James, Ronald is not buying bulk packages in terms of like the traditional way of you thinking how somebody has a package out there, somebody have a tape, and they try to sell it to you. That's not the way that Ronald is buying his. Basically he has a real estate agent that has direct contact with a bank that sells these smaller packages of properties that they have. So it's not the same as what you are thinking about in terms of like a packages, a tape, nationwide tape or anything like that. Let me see here. I think that's all the questions we have for today, buddy.
Okay. Yeah, and another thing with these is that I have to move quick on it because, when I'm told that they're available, I have to move on it really quick. I don't have much time to make a decision because if I don't, she's going to break them up and put them on MLS. So, you do have to be ready. You really have to know your market and know almost as soon as you see it if it's going to be a deal, if it's a deal or not. So you got to be able to move real fast with it.
Gotcha. Okay. You have a realtor, so your realtor does your comps for you, right? You don't have access to the Memphis MLS.
Right. Yeah. I don't have access to the Memphis MLS. My realtor does the comps for me. I mean, she said, she doesn't mind doing it. So she does the comps, gives me CMAs and all that. So yeah, she does all that for me. And on pretty much all of mine, I am using a buyer's agent.
Okay, awesome. All right, well, that's all the questions we got for today. So I want to thank you so much, Mono, for getting on this interview and answer all of those questions. You shared a lot. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Tim.
Yeah, and definitely keep us updated on your deals and stuff. And I always like to get updates from you. You're always pretty active, so it's good to see that.
Yeah, I'm trying to do a little bit more. I got 3 VAs now, so a year from now I plan on having 6.
Oh, good. Okay.
Well, I got to keep them busy.
Right, for sure. So good. Okay. So your VAs mostly just do research for properties and research for buyers. Is that pretty much it?
I actually right now I have one that just does social networking. Is actually doing Facebook because I'm running a Facebook ad, which I'm getting buyers from that, and also I'm getting buyers from my friends on Facebook. So I got one VA that's just working the social media, Facebook and Twitter, and building all that. She's doing that full time. One VA is doing nothing but, I mean, she likes to talk to people, so she does nothing but talk to the buyers. So I got to keep her busy with giving her plenty of leads to call on buyers, and the third one just does research on REOs.
Oh, good. Okay, good for you. Got a little system going on there.
Yeah. So they work well together. So sometimes if they need to communicate together, they communicate. But it's worked out well that way because they all like the job that they're doing, and so they tend to do better at it. Right.
Good. All right. Well, sounds awesome, man. Well, yeah, definitely. Very nice to hear that you have this going now, and hopefully you have been able to buy more of your time back, and so you can start dating more.
I need to do that. It's funny because it's like it's still in the beginning, so it's still been. I got my first VA. I think it was around October, so it's still new, and it was. I mean, I learned a lot actually in working with them. So and they're actually great to work with. But I'm at a point now where I'm seeing momentum. I mean, the buyers. I mean, I'm picking up buyers every day now. At least 2 or 3 buyers every day I'm picking up. So actually, maybe more than that. I mean, it seems like it's growing. It's growing faster and faster. So that's it's fun. It's fun now because I'm picking them up not just from the VA that's making calls, but I'm picking them up through Facebook. I'm actually picking up 2 to 3 buyers a day off of Facebook right now. That's
good. Okay. Roland asked, are the VAs in the U.S.?
They're all in the Philippines. I'm kind of I'm like you, Tim. They're in the Philippines.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Well, again, thank you so much, buddy, and we'll go ahead and wrap up this webinar for today, definitely keep us updated. All right. Okay,
I sure will.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Okay, thanks, Tim.
Hi, everybody. Well, that was an awesome interview, and I want you guys to to go out there, make a lot of offers, and I want to interview you guys on this call as well for others to learn from you as well. So, make sure you go out there and make a lot of offers. All right. And all right, well, we're going to go ahead and end tonight's webinar. Oh, one thing I do want to remind you guys to do is that Tony Robbins is starting his first TV show, and it's starting tonight on NBC at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you guys tune in for that. I'm really excited about that. So Tony Robbins on NBC. It's called Breakthrough with Tony Robbins. So check that out tonight. Yes, tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. All right, y'all, enjoy that, and I'll talk to you guys on the next week. Bye.